beautiful sacred heart. This is Monica Bermudez, an intuitive quantum energy healer. This is a love wisdom message for the week, and the message that wants to come through is channeled through the Sacred Heart portal is in relation to the reconciliation and the healing of ancient heart wounds or energy wounds, emotional wounds that have been buried, distorted energies within the heart chakra area. So I normally do the Facebook Live group of these videos, and around 8 p.m. Eastern Time every Friday in my Facebook group. But lately it's been a bit earlier, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, or when I can. So I've been in a bit of a flow at the start of this year, and this year does feel more flowy as far as being, on a fluid path, but at least there's some consistency where it's on Friday, so it's being more open to the flowiness of life in itself. And that's really what this year is feeling like when it first kicked off with these energies. And that's where the ascension, that's really what the ascension energies are. It's more of a flow and a fluidity like water, because we're working with such quantum energies of a higher frequency. When they're in a higher frequency, then they're moving at a fast pulsating rate, much faster. So that's why also a lot of time is feeling very accelerated. When we look back and realize that 2019, this is pre-pandemic, was about 3 years ago. So we are definitely moving at a very accelerated path. And, as part of that, there's stuff that's also coming up with these quantum energies that are coming at a much higher, faster rate. And in the quantum field of all that, and what's been recorded in time of when you've lived many human lifetimes on the planet and had many other different experiences before being in body or coming into this body in the physical form here as a human being. And so heartbreaks are buried at a subconscious level, and sometimes not even to our awareness. And so when things get triggered or get shuffled or moved around, with these energies that are coming in, then it will stir some of that energy from before, heartbreaks, energies that have been buried at a subconscious level. And some of these are coming from some ancient civilizations, for instance, like Atlantis or Lemuria, and the different timelines when they had their conflicts. And so I'm feeling that a lot of that's coming up now into our awareness. For one, just to be aware of it, right? That it's there, and if it's coming up. And once it's in your awareness, it's for a reconciliation. So a definition of reconciliation and what we're talking about here is really just the basic, another way of saying that's a balance or harmonizing of the energies of the divine feminine, the divine masculine, of the shadow and the light that you are, because we are a duality being. We have both shadow and light. And the key is to be aware of that, number one, right? And once you have that awareness, is that you will look within your own heart and bring those two energies, to use the heart, the energy of the heart, as your tool to help you harmonize those two energies of the duality, and to bringing it into the present moment. And I've talked a lot about this in previous videos about being present, because that is where a lot of the timelines are existing and coexisting simultaneously. And so what may have been in the past is really happening now also. What is happening in the future is happening now as well. And when you bring those energies into your own heart and really focus and tune into your own heart and observe the shadow and the light as an observer without any judgment or whatsoever, that is also a liberating way of looking at it, and also a way of accepting. Because when you start to accept that this is a part of you, then you also bring in some of that love power energy. And adding the love also helps dissolve a lot of these ancient wounds that want to come up, and patching it up into this transformational alchemical energy of transforming it into, let's say, a lotus flower is really what I'm being shown an image of. It's really you becoming a lotus flower in the midst of the mud, because that's really how the lotus flowers exist, is they're on top of the mud and there's mud all around. And so what the lotus flower is teaching us is to keep that balance within our own heart. So you can think of your heart being that lotus flower that despite of what may have happened in past lives or even in this lifetime, you can still keep your balance and strengthen your heart even further by, doing some of the techniques and methods that I just shared of, really tapping in and to your own heart of hearts and going in deeper every time, and just making it a common practice that it will just become so natural for you that you won't even realize that you're even doing it. So these are, some very sacred ancient wisdom, knowledge of information that, is coming forward to be shared at this time. And the number one thing is to bring this to your awareness, because bringing this to your awareness will assist you in knowing how to handle and work with these energies in a very harmonizing, loving way, and not ignore them and say, deny them or reject them. Right? Because in a way, when we do that, it is also rejecting ourselves, and we're creating a bit of our own heartbreak. So when we are feeling, certain emotional stuff come up, for example, like grief, all of a sudden you feel suddenly sad and depressed, or, something is just coming up that may have triggered you, or you're just feeling this energy out of nowhere, it's just coming out of the blue. Number one, just be aware of this and just acknowledge it. Sit with it for just, a minute or so, and just let it run its course, or just ask it, why is this coming up for me right now? And just feel into what it is that is trying to teach you and what you want to learn from it. Now, it's not, for you to sit with it forever, for long, for so long, or overanalyze it, but just look at it from a non-judgmental and observer's way. I know it's not easy because I've been through it myself many times as a human. There's a lot of challenges going on and complexities being a human, especially being so dualistic. And I, learned and on my own, and just taught myself, and I teach this to my clients as well, is about the balancing of the two energies of the shadow and the light inside of you. And that it is a balance within yourself of, bringing those two energies together. And in fact, the shadow does serve as a catalyst for the light, and it serves its purpose in its transformational and alchemical way of transmuting what, could be the mud or the coal, if you want to think of, those elements, into a diamond. So it's a form of a polishing of your inner diamond inside of yourself as well. And so even though, you become, or you are the diamond, you still have some of those shadow aspects inside of you, but it is transformed, transmuted into a different way, and it has been harmonized and brought into balance. And it is the heart energy, the heart chakra area, the heart center, that really keeps that balance. So just don't forget about your heart when it comes to those matters. It is the most important place to start with and to maintain in all aspects of your life. Even when it comes to, like, say your solar plexus is acting up, or you feel something is bugging your solar plexus energy field, and you could feel something not working as well, or there's some pain or around your stomach, which I found with my clients, and what has really helped so much is when they bring that heart energy into it. And it just makes a huge difference to just build that awareness around the heart energy itself. So speaking of the quantum, about strengthening the heart, just an announcement that I will be coming on the podcast Love Light, Living in the Spirit of Love, to talk about the quantum strengthening of your heart for 2022 and beyond. Because of these new ascension energies, we are, we really need to really strengthen our heart much deeper, and to assist us with, maintaining the energies that are coming in very strong right now. So I will be sharing, some tips and having a conversation with Dr. Jean Farish about it. And also I will be channeling some light language, energy sound transmissions during that podcast show. And this is scheduled for Friday, May 6th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific Time. So I hope that you're able to join. And I posted the links in my Facebook group. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll find it in the description area below. And so I hope that this message has supported you in some ways and getting an idea of, some of the energies that we are working with at this time. And just to share that we are heading towards a very powerful new moon that is coming up next week. We're going to be jumping into March pretty soon. So speaking of being so accelerated, right? And from there, this is supposed to be like a really powerful Pisces moon that is coming up for the new moon. So I will share some more in an upcoming video, most likely on my Facebook group. I'll be jumping on live and sharing some information. And I also like to share a mini oracle card reading. And if there's anything that I can support you with, just message me directly in private. And you can find all my contact information in my website, which I provide in my Facebook group, but also in the YouTube description area. So if this message has really helped you and you loved it, please feel free to share with others. Click like and subscribe if you haven't, because I will be sharing some other love wisdom messages that want to come through, as well as some light language transmissions that are powerful on my YouTube channel that I have already, but I'll be providing some more. So I look forward to connecting with you very soon. Take care. Sending you all so much love.